the Single Mom Network. I am one of your hosts, Stephanie Tiller.
I am Jill Douglas.
And I'm TJ Alvarado.
As you can see, we're happy to be here. Our goal as the Single Mom Network is we're here to bring you guys the resources that you need and can utilize on a day-to-day basis to overcome the challenges that you face, whether it's in business or just your everyday life. Today's show is amazing. Why? Because it's something that needs to be discussed and talked about. It may get a little bit uncomfortable, but uncomfortable is good. So here on the Single Moms Network today, you're going to get comfortable with being uncomfortable right here. We're going to discuss the misconceptions of dating a single mother. Ladies.
Okay.
How we feeling? We're feeling okay about this topic, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. We need to talk about this. We need to dispel these myths.
Agreed.
Yes, absolutely.
There are so many different misconceptions. First of all, what do you think about the topic, Jill?
Honestly, I think it's just really fascinating because when I was in my journey from being married through learning how to be a single mom and beyond, I really had no awareness for people. My real awareness was like, I don't really have time for you. So unless you're going to wow me with something, I just don't have space for that. So honest to God, I'm just like, I'm just being straight about it. That's where I've been. I'm so curious to hear what other myths are out there and what people really think about. I really am curious.
Yeah.
All right, you, TJ?
Yeah, I'd say as a single mom with multiple children, and I have 3 daughters and a son, and every mother is biased, right? You believe your children are the most beautiful gift that God's ever put on the planet. So I didn't even think about or consider that anyone, not that they wouldn't be interested in dating me, but I had no concern about that. I was all about the safety of my children and not trying to bring anybody close because I'm looking out for them. I'm not looking for anyone to provide or come close to us because I don't want anybody touching my kids. So that's the mindset that I had,
Right. And to that point, because we're going to dive right into this, because we always run out of time when it comes to the topics that we're passionate about, and when we're, good. What is it? Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so we're just going to dive right into this, and we're going to be raw, honest, and we're going to give our truths on this.
Yes.
To your point, TJ, that is correct. The first misconception that I think is in dating a single mother is the fact that you think that you could push her faster than the pace she's willing to go when, it comes to meeting her children or anything involving you and her kids.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of times we all have different reasons why we would pull back from a relationship. No matter how close we've gotten, something in us, our gut hasn't told us that our children need to meet our friend yet.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah. Our children is our treasure.
Yeah.
And it's not impressive for a man to be like, so, how many children do you have? What are they like? Like when you are so interested in knowing about my kids, to me, that's a red flag. Like you need to know me and I need to be okay with you first. Like that's a high privilege. You don't get to meet the tribe,
Right.
Because I don't know if you're really a chief or you just an Indian. You feel me? Right. I'm a queen. Are you a king or are you a joker?
Right.
I don't play games, and I'm going to protect. I'm going to have to protect because I was put into that position to protect them. So I think, yes, absolutely. That's fellas dating a single mom. That's not brownie points when you want to get all into my family and my kids and show all this interest up front. For me, that's a no. No, I will not return your calls.
So Jill, would you say that there's a such thing as trying to push too soon to meet a woman's child, although you feel a certain way about her? And second to that is, would that make a woman feel more loved and appreciated, or would that make her push back a little bit like, hey?
Right. No, I mean, I have a different slant on it than TJ, but my feeling is, I'm going to be your first judge, just saying. And so, first to respect me and for me to feel comfortable and trusting of you. then if we're solid, or if I feel this is solid and something that's going to go places, I will start thinking about introducing you to my children. I don't really mind if you ask me like, hey, tell me a little bit about your family or about your kids. I can talk about them a little bit. But yes, the line of I'm going to share everything about my children and my family versus, and then you're going to meet them. No, those are steps, because I have to first know you and trust you, because I'm not messing with their feelings either. My kids,
right.
Like when you
go in and out,
the family, right. I'm not doing that just for like shits and giggles. I'm not,
right.
So it has to be. I have to trust you. We have to have something that I see as solid. Before those next stages, for sure.
I think it's situational, and you have to know your kids, because this is a thing that I've encountered with meeting different people. Some in which I don't think you need to meet my son, because I can kind of tell this won't last long. So the in and out, it kind of blows me a little bit, and that'll make me pull back from you. The fact, you know what I'm saying? The fact that I know that. So it's like, all right, let me go and nip this in the bud. And I'd rather walk away now than to make it into something that is not. You know what I'm saying? Because this has nothing to do with my child, but the fact that you're asking means you're moving a lot faster than me, and I don't see this going to that level. Secondly, a lot of people will argue that you need to let that person that you're dating meet your child, so that your child, because children have a keen spirit, pure heart. They know good people when they meet good people, and they know bad people and monsters when they meet monsters. And a lot of people will argue that you should let your children meet, a person that you're dating, so that, you can see a dynamic relationship either building or not happening. And kids are brutally honest. I don't like Mr. Ted from yesterday. They'll tell you this a month later, but it'll come up. You remember Mr. Ted? Yeah, I don't like him. And then the second child, like, me neither. And you're like, wait, what? And now we done slept together. And you know what I'm saying? We're planning and we're building. And I let you meet my kids, but they don't even like you. Would you rather find out now or later?
Right. Yeah, no, now. But I mean, here's the thing, like, it is a balance, and you got to figure it out on your own. I think if you have older children that can handle more of that, like emotional connection or not connection, that is one thing too. But like, I have a 6-year-old and an 11-year-old. Like, I'm not interested in introducing them to people who I don't see any potential with, who I don't trust. Now, if I do, then okay, we can see, and I would just explain it to them, like, I'm, dating this person because I find them interesting. I don't know where it's going to go, and this might not be long term, but I'm just seeing how it's going to go. It's like meeting a person, meeting a new friend, and figuring out, I would really just create it with them so that they understand what could happen and not get like totally attached in the beginning. Because I do think that attachment, that's a big deal.
CJ, do you think it's a such way in that you can actually introduce a child? Or I'll say children, because when you say child, immediately I'm thinking of babies. I'm thinking of little bitty kids. You know what I'm saying? And again, to your point, like you said, you don't want the emotional attachment that you don't want to give them an emotional attachment that they won't be able to handle in case things don't pan out. But TJ, do you think like, the balance of that and actually introducing them to, I forgot which way that question was going, but it was good. You get what I'm saying, right?
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
From my perspective, quite honestly, it's not that any new people that I meet, first of all, for me, there has to be some type of friendship that's established. And then I'm going to see what level of friendship that is. And if in my heart, you become someone that's closer within my heart, that's where my children reside. Okay. And then that's when maybe you'll get that privilege of meeting them. It definitely won't be at home. It would probably be outside in a social setting. Like, we're at the park or we're grabbing ice cream. Maybe you might want to just stop by, do a quick hi and bye. Like, hey, we're getting ice cream. Maybe show up, type of thing. And then get on your way. Don't sit down and have pizza with us and ask them about a bunch of questions. I don't need you pushing them on the swing or trying to ask them questions about school or whatever. Just kind of a light intro and keep going. And then, and just like a little light immersion to let my kids see, oh, that's a friend of mom's. Okay, she knows him. Like right off the rip, I don't want that person my kids see that person and then say, oh, by the way, so I'm dating him. That's just a lot. I think no matter how old your child is, if they're, younger, middle school, high school, older, I think just a kind of light, you get to see them and then they go on, because that's a lot. You got kids that are thinking, is this somebody special in mom's life? Mm-hmm. Am I going to be seeing it? Because if you are just getting to know friends and stuff, right? And I know me I'm a professional entrepreneur, so I network a lot. I'm not going to have all these people I'm networking with, my kids coming, hey, this is that. And they're seeing all these people. That's too much to take in. So it's a long time for me personally before I would bring a interest in my heart in front of my children. Yeah. And it'd be very light.
You feel the same way, Jill?
I mean, I like, okay, so real life example. So I started seeing somebody, he lives in Idaho. Okay. I live in Georgia. There's some distance going on, right? Yeah. So to actually hang out, we have to go one place or the other, right? Now, here's caveat. We've known each other for 20 years, so we do have a history of knowing each other. Different than just dating somebody for a few months, right? Very different. But for me, when I decided, okay, I think this relationship has potential and it could go somewhere, I allowed him to come stay here. My children got to meet him for like one night and a morning. Like, it wasn't long, but he was in my house and they were in the house. Like, it was like that, right?
So he slept in your house?
What's that? He slept in my house.
Did he sleep in your room with you?
Yes, he did.
Did your kids know that?
Yes, they did.
And that's the first time they met him?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, right? And for me, even, I would judge myself. Okay.
I'm not judging you.
No, I would.
The way you move. For me, I'm like all kinds of uncomfortable. My stomach is doing turns like, okay. But hey, that's just me. I'm really old fashioned. I'm back from that warrior place where, we go to caves. I'm that warrior queen.
Well, listen, and you know what? And I had frank conversations, like, and it was sleep. Like, he and I did not have sex for 7 months. Okay. Because we built a relationship more on that than the physical. Right. And here's what I think was important. I've had so many conversations with my children leading up from me separating from their dad, going through being a single parent, someday dating again, to actually dating somebody, of like, hey, at some point mom's going to do this. You're always most important to me. If you're ever uncomfortable, you need to talk to me. Setting them up for, are you okay if he stays here? Like,
okay.
Conversations with my children, because I do think that's very important, and it's the level of comfort and respect I have for this person. And again, he isn't somebody I just met out somewhere and have been seeing for 3 months. No way in hell would that ever happen. He would be at my house staying the night with my children. No.
Okay. So did they get to see him or meet him or kind of talk to him through Zoom or something?
No, we're not diving into this. No, we're not diving into this. Because let me tell you both, I disagree with the both of you.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
All right. So my son is 20 now. And I have met a lot of different men over the years, networking, business, and all of that. And we've never had a sexual relationship. It's only been more so mentorship. And if you are a mentor of mine, you're mentoring my son as well. Me and my son, we kind of like grew up together because I had him at an early age. So for me, is what I take in if it's good to my soul. And I know that this person could have a positive effect on their life, or, could possibly be a potential mentor to them later on, or just a great influence to them. Yeah. I'm going to let them meet. So it's been numerous of times where I may be out hanging out and I'm with my son, and then boom, one of the gentlemen may come. I'll introduce him to my son. And guess what? Even if I don't speak to that gentleman anymore, he's already met my son. They already have a bond. They already have a connection. I helped to build his resources, even from a young man that wanted to become an entrepreneur. And I wanted him to also see what a real woman, ladylike, is like in front of another man, whether I'm dating him or not, or whether he's a colleague, whether he's a professional, it doesn't matter. Different settings, you will see how mommy interact with men or people in general. But, you know, since we're talking about men, I'll just keep it as that. But I needed him to see the interaction that a man does. So 9 times out of 10, it was men that knew how to treat a woman, knew how to speak, knew how to have different conversations, because they taught my son how to have different conversations with men, around children, to the waiter, to just the people that's around, you know what I'm saying, and keep fluid conversation going, and it doesn't go left field or inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? So I disagree as far as in how, and that was the question that I was getting to earlier, is how you introduce your children to different men. I think that's an inappropriate way that you could do it. Hey, this is who mommy's dating. Like, why would you say that? First of all, that's the picture already. Mommy's having sex with a new guy. Look, that's Jake. Like, no, that's not how you introduce that. Like, hey, this is my friend. He owns such and such and such and such. You know, this is Marlon. Marlon wants to also be an entrepreneur, yada, yada, yada. And I would probably already be done briefed my son, or later I'd be like, how'd you like him? Like, he's dope, huh? Like, well, he has kids that are around your age. If you like to go and hang out with them, they go to such and such school, they play ball here, or they do this, and he has an entrepreneur son too. So it was more so of me teaching him how to build his network, how to communicate between man and woman, and how mommy does things when mommy's out, because I don't need anybody telling him anything, because I'm a public figure. I don't want anybody to go and misconstrue anything that I do on the streets to him. You can see it firsthand. So if anybody was to ever come and say, well, your mom was in a swimsuit on the internet, he probably was like, well, she was swimming, and everybody's in swimsuits on the internet. So it's nothing that you can say to him. Or when your mom was out with the rich guy, he's a millionaire, like, yeah, I probably sat down with them myself before. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's more so of that. I treat these men like a play date sometimes when it comes to my son. And that's very lack of a better term. But I would say, again, I disagree to agree with you guys. I understand when my son was younger, I didn't do it. But now that he, you know, as he got older and mature, maybe like not elementary, but maybe middle school, things changed for me, because I know I'm going to be around these people. I know he's going to hear me talking on the phone to him. I'm in the car on the phone. Who is that, Mr. Sean? Yeah. Hey, Mr. Sean, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make it awkward. You know what I'm saying? Because then it makes me feel like I got something, I'm hiding, or I got something that's going on that's not going on.
No, to live it straight and out loud. I mean, and I have boys, you have a boy. I know, TJ, you have a son. But it's like, to me, too, I want my kids to have healthy male role models also, you know, from a variety of backgrounds. So for me also, I've had friends who are males, you know, come hang out occasionally, you know, appropriately and all that, or in small gatherings. And I think that's very appropriate and healthy to see, like, hey, mom does have guy friends, or these guys, you know, I respect them. So, you know, I'm fine having them around my children.
Absolutely. Yeah. My kids are definitely exposed to male friends and other people, you know, in the professional and personal realm. I was addressing it as, if this is a person who would be of romantic interest to me, it would be a very light, soft intro. They'd get to see them, but I would never say, hey, this is who I'm thinking about dating, or I'm kind of having feelings for. I would just let them get to see that person in a very casual and brief way, you know, little by little, not really speak on it, because I want to see what possibly develops still with this person, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and this is good that we're having this, because I wanted to add the dialogue in there of, you know, letting them meet, you know, some of the male friends that you have, so things wouldn't be awkward, even with it, if it was a love interest. You know what I'm saying? They'll already know how to conduct themselves. They'll give him third degree at that point. Like, oh, he looked nervous. Let's get him. So, you like mommy? You know, they'll cut straight to the chase at that point, because they've already been around your friends and they know how your real friends act versus a friend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that all in there for the mothers that are listening, who have it in the back of their mind. Dang, I'll never have a social life, because even though me and this guy is friends and we're out, and sometimes he may bring his kids, or he asks me to bring my kids and I want to bring my kids versus leaving them at home majority of the time. We're going to kid-friendly places. I want to be able to incorporate that into my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's one. All right. So that's a baggage, and that's a complete package to bring your kids somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. So the next thing, the next misconception I want to talk about is the fact that it's a big misconception to men that date single moms, because they think we're needy, and that we come with this with all this baggage. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. We think the same thing about men. You know, we had a show about with single fathers who also had the same misconception brought against them. The fact that they are needy, or the fact that single mothers are needy, and that we come with the baggage.
Right. Yeah.
Whether it's a financial hardship baggage, or the baby daddy syndrome baggage, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's something underlined that come with us because we're a mother. How do y'all feel about that misconception?
I think that water seeks its own level. You know, there are women out there, I guess, that being a single mom, they have struggles and they don't have their stuff together. I know that even though I'm a mother of multiple children, I take care of myself. I pay my own bills. I put food on the table. I don't need a man to do those things for me because I had to provide when that father was no longer in the picture. So if you get the privilege to be in my life, it's not because I need your financial resources. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I think, and for me too, I'm not going to accept anybody into my life that's needy in that way, because I'm not trying to raise a child and I'm not trying to help somebody out. I need somebody to come alongside me that's on my level. So I can only think that the fellas that are running into women who are looking for somebody to take care of them and their kid, then there's something wrong with your picker if that's what you're picking and gravitating towards. That's how I think. You know what I mean?
The picker, Jill.
Yeah, because we're not attracted to what we want. We're attracted to what we are. See, you feel me?
Come on, TJ.
That's just where I'm coming from. Yeah, I don't need you. I want you. So it's a privilege if I decide to choose you, mister. Okay, because I get to choose. The woman chooses, and I got my ish together. Yeah. Jill,
you got anything you want to add to that before I get my 2 cents? I got a 2 cents.
Yeah, I bet you do. No, I mean, I think TJ hit it really well in saying, like, this is not everybody. This is not what we are as single moms. Many single moms have it together. And really, I think that the quality you get is the quality you're attracting. So, there's everybody out there. So you got to look for yourself. Like, do I keep getting the same type of girl? Well, that's over there with you. I mean, just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so
maybe these guys need to level up and get an independent woman, but you keep getting somebody that's needing and lacking because it makes you feel needed, and then you want to sit up and complain about her needing you.
Come on.
So level up and get a real woman who can pay all her bills and handle it all, and make sure you got your stuff together, and together you can build an empire, and you're not babysitting a grown-up.
Yeah, because you need to be up here in order to attract a woman who's up here.
Yes.
If you're feeling like she's up here and you're down here, you're going to feel inferior. And we just talked to a bunch of guys and like pride and everything else. We get that. But if you have a strong, powerful woman, you're going to have to be a strong, powerful, badass man too.
Yes.
Okay. So listen, I'm going to add to both of you guys' statement. You damn right. We come as a package. We sure do come as a package. In my line of ducklings, all my little cubs, they are a part of my package. And I was doing it before you came in this picture. Now you're asking yourself to be opted here into this picture. There are expectations. Not needing. I'm not needy. They're not needy, but we do have a level of expectation that you can either get with or get lost. Because the misconception that women are needing men for certain things it blows me. It's beyond out of control. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop that immediately. Fellas thinking that a woman need them because they have children and assuming that the children don't have a father in their lives.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And half of those men that even think that way grew up in a single mama home, a single mother home, a single family home, mother only, no father.
Well, and I want to say something.
The expectations that I'm talking about is the fact that I expect to still be treated like a queen. I expect to still I'm deserving. Listen, I'm going to be deserving. You're going to court me. Chivalry is not dead. I still want all of those things, even with me being single and even with me being a mother, because my son really has nothing to do with it anyway. Like you said earlier, I will have to choose you. You're not choosing me. I'm not at the bottom of the pickings. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out with me and him, but we had a child together. That tells you there I got a little value left in me. One. And then two, I'm sustaining because you approached me. You know what I'm saying? You should have approached with a little bit more cautious if you thought that once I found out she got a child, she gonna need me. No. I expect you to still be able to level up, or you can stay in your lane of woman. There's a lane of woman for a guy who feels like a woman of standard is needy because she expects things from him. I'm going to expect gifts. I'm going to expect to be treated well because I'm going to do the same. The mother in me, the nurturing spirit in every single woman, we take care of our men. And that's a misconception as well. It's like, what do you think? You're not going to get anything? That we're just broke and broken? No, we got our heart broke. Ain't nothing else broke. Everything else is fully functionable, unless the pelvic floor is a little scarred. But other than that, we're fully functionable. You know what I'm saying? And we could help you and nurture you. And then the last misconception I want to talk about, because I know we're running out of time and we could just talk all day and night about this, is the fact that a lot of men have the misconception that if they get with a single mother, then we automatically want them to play the stepdad role.
Oh, hell to the no. No.
Yeah, right.
I guess I don't have to ask how you feel about that. I'm sure every mother listening at this.
That summed it up. That summed it up right there. Well, okay, I'm going to jump in real quick while TJ's having her moment and organizing more words than that if she has more to say. No, here's the thing. Like, I think no matter what, you have to get straight about what you want in your partnership because it is going to look different for every single person. You have to get straight on your value. You have to really get straight on your value. You got to get straight on your value. That is the bottom line. Number one thing, number two thing, number three thing you have to do, because you know what? Until you're clear on that and what you bring to the table, you're going to get whatever else you're putting out there. And so that's number one. Then make a short list of the things that are non-negotiables. Like, you know, for me, it was respect me. You know, I got to be attracted to you, of course, but like my children. And here's the thing. I do not need them to have another father because they have a father.
Thank you.
However, what I personally am looking for is a partner who's also going to be willing to be a parental figure with me because I have young children and I want to parent with another parental figure, not their father, but somebody who has good, strong parenting values, who's going to love my children, who's going to be involved in them. That's important to me. It is not important to everybody and it's not important to every single mother. So you got to just know who your single mom is. Like, I know people who have gotten into partnerships and, you know, the single dad has a girlfriend and she's great with the kids love her, but she's not in a parental role. She doesn't really take that on. That works for them. That wouldn't work for me. But that, again, you have to know who you are, what your value is, and what you really want in that partnership. And then you can create that.
All right. So listen, I'm going to throw out a HuffPost real quick because Jill, that was a word. Jill, high five. That was a word. Do you hear me? So listen, HuffPost made a post and their post was the misconceptions. And it was some of the worst misconceptions that I had ever read. I didn't even want to reference this, but it was so many other references that they did polls and things like that about the misconceptions of dating a single mother. And one of them said that the single mothers dating is the sole purpose is a trap.
Okay, that really pisses me off, right?
Who are these trolls misrepresenting my group?
This is HuffPost on top of that. Millions and millions and millions of people agreed to that.
Wrong. Capital W-R-O-N-G. Wrong. Wrong.
No.
Millions agreed to that, y'all. Millions.
Yeah. Well, here at the Single Mom Life, we are of a higher caliber.
Come on.
Okay. First of all, let me just put it out there that ideally each one of us on this show should be charging an application fee just to have an interview, to sit down and maybe have coffee with us to see if you're something we might even want. How about that?
All right, so check out this woman. This woman says what she think about dating a single mother. She says one of the misconceptions that people have about single mothers is that we just gave up on marriage and just what?
No, marriage is a term. Marriage is a term, okay? Just like a wedding is just the event, it doesn't represent the marriage. Marriage is a partnership of two people who respect each other, share the same values, and build together. You can call that term anything you wanted, but I know too many people in a marriage, and they could not be more farther from each other in friendship and raising kids, and the kids in that household know it, that they really aren't together, and it's really not a marriage. So if I could say one thing, being a person who was married for umpteen years, I will say it again. I am the poster child of what not to do. If it is not working with that partner, I don't care if you was married before the Lord, if you jumped the broom, if you had all this, broke the plates and whatever, if it's not working anymore and you realize the person that you married is not what you thought you were getting into, get out of it.
O-U-T.
Get out. Because marriage is just a term. You got to have respect.
It's safe to say, TJ, with that, it's safe to say that all women are not out here trying to get alimony and take advantage of the alimony from the ex-husbands.
Yeah.
We're out here with full-time jobs. We're out here trying to navigate life with, with these children, build our strength, build ourselves back up, keep ourselves afloat, finishing degrees, being creative, breaking barriers, and encouraging each other along the way.
Yes.
Which is what Single Moms Network is doing right now, even today with this conversation, because there's many women out there that are still going through the same situations of trying to figure out, how do I date with the negative connotations there are around single mothers. It would date a single mother. They think we trying to trap them. They think we need their money. They think we're just, that we're poor, that we don't have it just because we have kids. If I say I got 7 kids, they figure, oh, well, she must be struggling on the brink of a break. No, I'm not.
You gotta be solid. You gotta be solid in you.
My resources.
Yeah, no, you gotta be solid in you, and you gotta not give a beep about any of that, because honest to God, it's not worth your time. It's not worth your time. Those are the people who are not. They're not your partner. They're not your match. You take care of you, figure out you, and attract what you really want, because the rest of it is people mired up in their own BS.
So I think this was a great topic to have today. Jill, I don't know if that was your tip for other single mothers. That was your tip.
My tip.
We need to have more conversations like this, because
really
open discussions help other people to understand that there's no such thing as an embarrassing question or an embarrassing moment when you need clarification. You know what I'm saying? And you're not the only person that's going through something. Obviously, there's a lot of single mothers out here, and there's a lot of single fathers out here. There's a lot of single people around this world, and they haven't gotten together because of their partner is somewhere with a child, and they have a negative, thought about dating a person with children, whether it's a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? And most men that lead with the, I don't have any kids, I've never been married, and yada, yada, yada. That's not appealing to a lot of mothers. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, you're trying to appeal to another single woman that has no children, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is, your soulmate could be a single mother, but yet when you lead with, stuff like that, you're going to find someone else that's single who doesn't have any children. And again, you're going to miss your soulmate chasing after something that's not even for you. Get all of what's for you. Let go of all of those misconceptions. Have an open mindset with dealing with human beings and people and adequate adults, because regardless of their situation and circumstances, it really has nothing to do with you. You're going to find that out in the bonding process anyway. So you'll know whether or not, she off her rockers, her and these kids. For the last 2 months, all I've heard is her talk about these kids and how she need this and how she need that. You'll know if that woman with those children is not for you, because she may have 7 children and you never heard anything negative about it. They're always busy, always doing something. Your life is doing nothing. You need to be over there with them doing something, and they can give you life, breathe life into you. That way you know what a hug feel like. You know what love feel like. You know what you can get some nourishment from these kids. You know what I'm saying? So stop. I just want to just have this conversation so people can just stop looking down on us and turning their nose up at us, because we are some great mothers. We're impeccable people. You know what I'm saying? Do you ladies have any tips for after all we've said? Because I done made everybody go off today. This is the first time I ever seen you go off.
I don't know tips, but I guess, misconceptions of dating a single mom. So this isn't really a tip for the single moms, but maybe our viewers out there who have had encounters or thought about, or maybe thought that they don't want to date a single mom. I couldn't, emphasize even more, as a single mom, we do not look at a person who's pursuing us necessarily as, oh, and I want you to be a father to my kids. No, what we need you to be, man, Mr., sir, gentleman, king, we're looking for someone who can be a good, respectful example to our children on how to treat a woman, to be an upstanding citizen, to be a responsible person in the community, somebody that they can look up to. Be that type of man. And that is it. Let everything else unfold. I would not have any other expectations and just let life take its course. The end game in dating a single mom, we are not, all of us anyway, are not looking to get married and find a father for our kid. So kick that out of your head, because again, single moms like us here on the show, we don't need you. If we choose you, it's because we want you. Because again, we handle our business. We're taking care of our kids. We're paying our bills. We don't need your financial support.
Come on, TJ.
Yeah. Okay.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So,
Perfect.
TJ, did you have anything else you want to add, Jill?
I'm just saying, I just know yourself. Get that crap cleared out so you can manifest.
What you say earlier, value, and value.
Value you.
All right. This has been an awesome topic. Thank you, Stephanie, for bringing it to the Single Mom Life table. I just want to tell all our viewers, do not forget to follow us on our IG page at The Single Mom Life US. You can also find us on Facebook at The Single Mom Life, as well as The Single Mom Network. And we now have a YouTube channel, so you can catch up with all our weekly shows there as well. We welcome your comments. Please drop some down and tune in, because we're always going to bring real life solutions to real life problems and talk about those things that are hard conversations, but we need to have them.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you for watching The Single Mom Life, powered by the Single Mom Network, where dreams
Meet opportunity.
Opportunity.